So
Okay.
tell us where you're calling from so the audience knows. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm from Chile, now in
Okay.
Santiago,
Okay.
that
Awesome.
has a lot of ashes.
Okay. Yes,
Very
absolutely.
sadly, due to all of the fires that are south of
Yes.
Chile. So
Yes.
yeah, it's a little bit chaotic, and ice are starting to soar, and you can
Wow.
feel like this air of pollution. But yeah, but hopefully the situation will get better and nothing
Yeah.
worse continues. So yeah.
No, we hope everything kind of settles down. We live in a weird world now with lots of different challenges. But
Yes.
let's start off with your pitch, right? I'll introduce myself and we'll have 1 minute,
Okay.
just 1 minute. And so, Christine, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
you can give a sign, you can put your hand up maybe when the 1 minute is over, Christine, so we keep on
I
time.
am
If that's
1
all right.
minute. I will be 1 minute. Don't
Okay,
worry.
no, that's fine. I just want to make sure so let's kickstart, right? Good afternoon.
Okay.
My name is Singh. I'm a health tech investor looking for new food tech opportunities, and I heard you're working on something interesting. Tell me more.
Great. So people are on each generation suffering from more allergies and chronic diseases. And having a food allergy, for example, can be a terrifying thing. Today, 90% of children are unlucky enough to have food allergy, even a mild one. And at some point, they are going to experience a severe reaction. In Bifidice, we know how to stop this situation by transforming gut microbiota so people in the future can live healthier lives. We invented the next generation of bacteria ingredients technology to reduce up to 75% of food allergies. And thousands of end customers have transformed their lives and eliminated their food allergies for good, thanks to our technology. We engineer and stabilize high biological bacteria as a plug-and-play ingredient for food companies in a sustainable and cost-efficient way. So work with us in the new future of food.
Excellent. Great pitch. And how can we help you? What are you looking for? Are you raising capital? How do you want to evolve? And, tell me a little bit.
Okay, yes. So today we have two different ways where we need help. One is, of course, fundraising. I believe that that's all entrepreneurs' problem and issue.
Sure.
And the second thing is on the vision of scaling our business in a global way, because we have been working over the last years very focused over end customers and demonstrating the high efficiency of our technology. And today we got to a certain point where we have a very, very unique and innovative technology that we can sell to other companies. So the exercise we did was very interesting because during 35 days of knocking doors in a B2B basis, for example, we closed 4 paid pilots with potential annual contracts of $2.7 million if that contracts could be closed in very regular basis. So yeah, those are like our two highlights. There is a question in the chat. Are we answering those questions?
Yeah, you can answer them afterwards. I want to come back to, in your pitch. So it was a good pitch, right? And it's clearly that you've practiced and I enjoyed that. I want to understand, you said that 90% of kids have food allergies, okay, right? And you said that with your technology, you can help prevent 75%. Tell me about that 75% number. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we did several clinical studies, 18 clinical and preclinical studies, and we discovered that with our technology on an ice cream format, for example, we were able to help different children to reduce very severe dermatitis, for example, atopic dermatitis, allergic diseases, chronic diseases, food allergies. So yes, I mean, up to 75% is what we demonstrated through clinical studies in vitro and during consumption that we were able to manage.
Because so we have that, and then tell me about, like, because you know, a lot of people might not be too familiar with the gut biome and like the stuff that's when you think
Yes.
about technology, because you use the word technology a lot, and technology for most people, they think about computers and all this other stuff.
Yes.
For you, it's a little bit different. It's more of like you know, your formulations and your does that make sense, right? The word,
Yeah.
I know you use the word technology a couple of times, and I was like, I use that word a lot, but I wouldn't, it's probably, there's probably a better way to use it. But tell me about like your secret sauce. Like, how are you guys doing this, right? And like, you know, I
Yeah.
want to understand kind of where the future is going to be. And for me, like when we think about parenting and food and in general, you know, we have an obesity crisis, right? Where people are eating hyper processed food, and what that's actually doing, right? Because my correct me if I'm wrong, right? And you're the expert in this, but allow me to just tell you how I view your business. When we think about health, right? The question actually is this: why do 90% of kids have allergies now, right? Why is that happening? And because when
Yeah.
you were pitching, I'm like, okay, it's going up. Why is it going up? Is it because of climate? Probably not. I actually think the number one reason, and you're the expert, is because kids today are eating more and more hyper processed food, right? And because they're eating hyper processed food, what's happening is that they consume the food, and it wreaks havoc in their gut biome, and all of the elements that are required to help you with you not have allergies relates to stuff that's happening in your stomach. But ultra processed food is kind of like creating this layer of, and so it's probably one of the top 3 reasons why more kids have allergies now. And so when I was thinking about what you were doing, I'm like, okay, their technology needs to somehow address that point, right? And neutralize the negative things that we're doing as bad parents, right? I'm guilty. Like I eat Doritos with my kids once a week, and that's not good. But it's meant to change that, and then be in a position where suddenly their gut health is what it should have been like 100 years ago, before ultra processed food and all these other
Yeah.
components. And that's kind of the journey. Am I summarizing what you do?
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. I mean, do you want me to compliment or
Yeah, no.
just
You
use
don't have
it?
to compliment me, but I want your insights, because it didn't come out in your pitch. Does that make sense? See, what happens is
Yes,
this.
of course. I mean, the biggest issues are effectively all the amount of information around what's going on. Okay, so 1 minute pitch is hard stuff. But okay, so putting everything together of what I said and mixed with what you said, absolutely. There is a thing called the gut microbiota, which are the trillion of microorganisms that are co-living in our guts. Okay, so what's going on? Today, we have in our gut certain amounts of bacteria, okay? So this amount of bacteria should be very proportional over good bacteria, bad bacteria, etc. So there are different mechanisms of which we are able to balance or rebalance these bacteria colonies, you know? So principally, the main factor or the main form or way of making a nice population is through birth, natural birth, thanks to our mothers. So our mother transpasses the first bacterial bath that we need to promote and create this environment of our guts, you know? So if our mother doesn't have enough balanced bacteria concentrations, for example, we as a child are not going to get enough bacteria for a good balance. So that's the first part. Then there are several interactions, and we are speaking a lot about first 10,000 days of the baby, which are the first part of the humans where our gastric juices are not so acid. So bacteria can transpass in a very fast way. So that's why, for example, touching babies touching the first pet, babies breastfeeding and interaction and being in touch with nature is what helps over this first 1,000 days to acquire all of these essential bacteria. So second part is, thanks to our way of living, we are killing good bacteria. Why? Because for example, eating too much processed food or not being like in sterile environments doesn't give the food for good bacteria. So these good bacteria start to die as they are not getting the food that they need to create and actually like colonize. So we are watching today a lot of probiotics that they are good. The problem behind is that all probiotics we know today were invented or created with technologies that were developed 50 years ago, where we didn't know as much as we know today regarding this balance of bacteria colonization and bacteria's presence. So they are all actually getting to your guts. And if you have not a good balance, nobody's going to eat what you are sending them, you know? So this is the main aspect and relevance about Bifidice is that we are able to take amazing bacteria into your guts in high biological activity just by eating, for example, an ice cream and recolonize your gut microbiota. And with this, we are able to reduce a lot of illnesses and health issues and chronic diseases, etc. I don't know if I made myself clear.
No, it makes perfect sense. So can I tell you where my brain is going now, right?
Yeah.
Because you brought up something really interesting, right? Because we all have probiotics, right? Does that make sense? And I have a probiotics here from Costco. I have probiotics that and when I travel, I have to do it. What you're saying, because again, it comes down to your superhero moment, right? And your superhero moment right now is kids are eating very processed food and they're staying in sterile environments, right? Like I know COVID was terrible for a lot of people, but I don't think in any point in history did kids, they were in the most sterile environment, right? They're at home and with their hands and do you know what I mean? And the all of the other elements, right? So my question to you is like, as part of your technology, are you able to kind of get a sense of the types of microbes that somebody who's a Canadian, or New York, small kid, and the ice cream that goes there is a certain type of ice cream versus somebody in, a third tier city in India, for instance? Is there a difference that you see here? Like, I'm just curious about that too, from a technology perspective.
Okay, I just lost you in a couple of words. I will try to answer the best as I can. Internet is unstable, but okay. Yeah. So today what we are doing is we are working with three essential bacteria, but principally one. And this kind of bacteria is essential for human health. And this is why we are able to transmit and get such like higher results. So what we do with bacteria, it's actually none of the technologies we know today. Okay, we invented a new technology, a new way of working with bacteria, and it's just moving some parameters. So we are not adding anything new, anything weird, nothing. I mean, just the pure bacteria, and make sure that as we manage this bacteria, it arrives well into the gut. Does that answer your question? I'm sorry if I didn't answer well.
Because it's got to be delivered. It's got to be delivered. But the number of bacteria, you know what I mean? Because you want to have as much of the healthy bacteria in your gut biome, right? So I understand that, right?
To measure that.
Yeah, exactly. So I like where this is going. This food allergy element, and what you're able to do is you're able to reduce food allergies and drive these elements. Why has no one else done this?
Okay, it's very simple, because it was something that the parents Anastasia she was the first founder, and the parents of Anastasia were in a lab working and trying to figure out how could they take this amazing bacteria into the guts. And they got to a form where actually they solved an issue of taking these amazing allergies into the guts. So they invented first there were a lot of questions, like how are we able to do this? Like how are we taking these amazing bacteria into the guts? And there were like several processes of technology, of research, of science behind. And then they got to this solution. So until now, nobody has able to do it because nobody had the same path, maybe, or maybe there are a lot of people going in the same address, but until now, nobody got to these exact results, finding a new technology for this. I mean, the most near path or results got in the industry for something that we achieved today with an ice cream are this microbiota transplantation. Those are that it's like the nearest that companies are, or medical institutions got to a microbiota transformation.
Yeah.
And only over the last 10 years, we started to see these first like publications in Harvard about the relevance of gut microbiota and their composition and how like, so it's so new, all of this knowledge, that the industry today is still far back behind. I mean, parents of Anastasia did their first publications around gut microbiota in 1985. Can you imagine? So
I'll tell you why.
I'll
tell you why that the studies are there, because it also comes down to the truth, right? So the truth is that the big companies of today, the big players like Nestle, Unilever, Coca-Cola, all these, Coca-Cola as an example, they're producing very ultra processed food, right? And they know what's happening to your gut health. And when you think about who sponsors these elements, it's usually the big companies. Why would you want to sponsor a check on your gut biome if you know you're going to get in trouble? Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the point, right? Is that fair to say? Right? Okay.
Yes, I believe.
Right. So that's kind of the element. So what I'm going to do is my last question to you before I pitch your idea back is, like, if I do want to have your version of ice cream, right? Your gut biome and your healthy bacteria infused, right? Ice cream. How much cheaper, like how much more expensive is it? Is it way more expensive, or how much more expensive is it?
No, approximately per portion, what we are charging today to our company customers is between 13 cents until 15 cents.
Okay. Got it. So not a lot more.
Per portion.
Got it. All right. No. Would you like me to pitch your idea back to you?
Yeah, please. Of course.
We're doing elevator pitch today, so we're going to do it. And again, your pitch was great. I'm going to try and change the paradigm around this a little bit and make you a superhero. Okay. Because I think there's a superhero story around this. So I need you to introduce yourself, and then from there I will give you my pitch. So go ahead. You have to introduce yourself as an investor, and then I will pitch. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, amazing. Hello, I'm Antje Bracker. I'm investing in health tech and healthcare. I love innovation. So could you please, Ash, enlighten me with your innovation?
Absolutely. Antje, my name is Ash Singh. I'm part of the Bifidice team. I don't know if you actually know the phenomena that's occurred in the last 50 years, and this is the phenomena of ultra processed food. And if you look at any grocery store, 40 to 60% of a grocery store now is filled with ultra processed food. What does that mean for our kids? What it means is that our kids have now been infused with all of this ultra processed food, and it's killed and created such a layer of filth in their gut biome. And what does that lead to? It leads to food allergies. It leads to obesity because their metabolism drops. It leads to lower energy levels. It leads to depression. And so this is one of the biggest challenges humanity is facing today. And I'm here to tell you about how I'm going to try to solve this problem. And what we've been doing, me and my partner, we are scientists that have been looking at gut biome for the last 10, 15 years. And we have actually come across a way to actively tackle the gut biome and clean that out through our innovative formula that we infuse in things that kids love, like ice cream. And so what our goal now is we've talked to several suppliers of ice cream. We're working together with them to now not just look at calories and sugar, but the idea, the future is going to be like, how much is this going to help my gut biome and improve my health? And for as low as 13 cents an ice cream, we're able to improve their health. We're looking for some money, and we're also looking to expand globally. And we think that this is going to be the next generation additive that's going to be necessary for the future of health of our kids, for ourselves, as well as our parents. Thank you. Okay. How was that, Andy?
Good.
Huh?
Congratulations. I want to invest.
Do you see where I'm going with this? You are doing something much bigger here. Okay. Yeah. I really want that to come out. I really want that to be there. Your superhero story. We believe that the science is now coming out more and more and more. Your timing is perfect. Okay. This is $100 billion opportunity, and I want to make sure it really comes out. Okay. So hopefully you found value. We'll send you a recording of this as well. And look forward to getting some ice cream. I need some of this ice cream as well. So we need to make sure
we will be in Singapore. Are you in Singapore? Oh, no, you were in Miami.
I'll be there. I'll be there. I'm on a plane quite often now. So you tell me when you're going to be there. Let's make sure we make some time.
We will be there in the Food and Beverage Expo. So we can meet in Singapore.
Send me some details. I'd love to go to that expo. Sounds like fun. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.